Hey, what's going on, traders? It's Ricky with TechBit Solutions, and in this video, I've been getting this question pretty often, and it's like, how do you know when to make the transition from paper trading to trading with real money? So for those that are not familiar with what paper trading or simulation trading is, it's pretty much trading with fake money. It's really practicing and making sure that you dedicate time to learn how to walk before you run, right? There's no reason to trade with real money when you can do everything it is that people are doing with real money while you're still learning with this fake trading account. It allows you to practice for free. I think that it's one of the most overlooked resources and tools that we now have available for those that truly want to get started, that people just simply don't, because they're just so eager to make money when they don't understand that there's a huge learning curve when it comes down to learning how to trade or even learning how to invest in the stock market. So even if you're in high school, you can literally open up a free paper trading platform and begin practicing everything that you're learning on YouTube. If you're part of a course, if you're part of a group, or if you're reading books, it's, I think, one of the best ways that you can begin to practice. But the question is, when do you know how to make the transition from trading with fake money, right, simulation trading, to trading with real money? And again, this is going to be, in my experience and in my opinion, the three main things that I think that I would like you to pay attention to and asking yourself. One of the main things that I think people are so eager to do is they're just so eager to already make a profit. People, have $1,000, have $10,000, have even maybe $50,000, and they're like, okay, well, how much money can I make per day, per week, and per month? They're just always so focused on the dollar amount. And again, there's nothing wrong with that, because we're very driven by the numbers, and I get that. But I want to remind you that, when it comes down to working towards any profession that's actually worth learning more about, there's going to be a learning curve. It's going to take time to work towards finding that working system to actually be able to consistently make money. That's the biggest thing. It's that consistency aspect. So one of the things that I want to make sure that you have before making that transition is coming to that realization that you have a proven track record that makes sense. That, hey, if I were to, look back at my past 30 to 60 days of trading, that if I were to start with $1,000, that I would have actually grown my account. That's the biggest difference, right? It's not just getting luckier from time to time, but it's consistently growing your account. That's one of the things I think so many people overlook. They think that because maybe they have a few couple lucky trades, that they just have it all figured out and they're ready to trade with real money. And in my opinion and in my experience, the more you kind of become aware of certain mistakes that you've made, and the more that you can refine, I would rather have you refine that while you're still paper trading rather than when you're trading with real money. And again, that's just my opinion, and that's why I'm sharing it. Now, one of the second things that I think that is super important is the general understanding of what it is that you are doing. People are so eager, again, to make a profit in the stock market. So they think once they learn a little bit more about certain indicators, that they have it all figured out. There's just so much to learn in the stock market and all it has to offer. And in my honest opinion, you always keep learning new things. You always keep learning new things about yourself. And why is that? Because the market is always changing. So the goal is not to become a perfect trader. The goal is to work towards to becoming as close to perfect as possible, in my opinion. And it's not that that you should be there right before you make that fluid transition, but that you at least have the common knowledge to make informative decisions when it comes down to taking trades. That you're not just so focused about the dollar amount, but that you understand that every trade that you are taking is actually one step moving forward, and something that your future self will thank you for. Not something so much that it's like, okay, well, how much money can I make today? Because I want to leave you with this simple idea that I know that you guys can all agree with. The dollar amount that you begin trading with once you make that transition from fake money to real money is not the dollar amount that you can truly be trading with 5 or 10 years down the road. And don't you agree? As you build experience, as you build a track record, and as you become more comfortable and confident with what it is that you are trading, it makes sense where you're going to begin to trade with more money. So it's not a make it or break it as soon as you make that transition. It's not a make it or break it just to start trading with real money. You should be empowered to have a full understanding of what it is that you are doing, and to make sure that every action that you take is one step moving closer to your overall goal of being a consistent and profitable trader. It doesn't mean that you have to be better than the person that you're working towards. It doesn't mean that you have to be the best person that's a part of a group. All it means is you work towards becoming the best person that you can be when it comes down to within that market. And I think that, again, that is truly overlooked, of having a full understanding of what it is that you're doing, both right and wrong. And now talking about the rights or wrongs, I think, in my opinion and in my experience, a huge focus and a huge area of opportunity that when I first got started, that I still lack in from time to time, is overall risk management. As I've scaled from $25,000 to $100,000 for my trading account, I have still struggled from time to time to manage my risk. I think that that would be a huge focus, that if there's any tip that I can give you that I hope you guys actually take, is to work towards becoming a true professional in cutting losses. That is my number one thing, because I don't care if you experience a 20, a 30, a 100% gain. If you don't understand the importance of managing risk, then altogether, I just really don't see how you're going to make it very long in the stock market when you can't keep your losses smaller than your profits. And I think that's ultimately one of the most important parts. So as you're learning how to paper trade and grow your account, I would focus not only just days, but weeks, but months on how to refine your risk management strategy. Again, so many people are so focused on what? Making money, that not enough people are focused on how to manage their risk. And if 95% of people lose money in the market, we all know that loss is inevitable. What is one simple thing that you can do to become one step closer to that 5% is to do the simple things that all those people overlook, and it's to understand the importance of managing risk. We all know that loss is inevitable in the stock market, so all we can do is manage it, making sure that we set ourselves up for success. That makes sense, right? Like, you only want to put yourself in a position that's set for success. You only want to put yourself in a position that nothing's guaranteed. It doesn't always have to go according to plan, but it just has to make sense. So either if it does go according to plan, you can make a profit from it, you can lock it in and you'll learn from it, right? Or if it even goes south and you end up having to manage your risk, guess what? Yeah, you didn't make a profit, but you at least understood what you were doing. And again, you learned from that mistake, so you can grow from it. The goal is to become a self-sufficient trader and to not need to be told what to do. There's nothing wrong with hearing people out and getting secondhand opinions, but at the end of the day, just like myself, when I'm trading, I don't need anyone to tell me what to do. So my goal for you before you make that transition is to be self-sufficient enough, to be informed enough, to understand what it is that you are doing, to understand the importance of managing risk, and to have a general understanding of the positions that you are taking to make sure that those are working towards getting one step closer to your overall goal of being a self-sufficient trader. So again, those are my 3 tips that I think that everyone that is trying to make the transition from fake money to real money should take into consideration before trading with a real dollar. There's no reason to rush the process. Enjoy the process, empower yourself to always be learning new things. And again, everyone learns at different pace. There's no reason to try to be better than someone else. It's just work towards becoming as close to perfect as possible with your own approach, with your own strategy. And again, we're all wired in different ways, so just embrace that. Thank you guys again for your time. Hope you guys enjoyed that video. Again, feel free to join our free Facebook group at the first link below. And like always, let's make sure that we end the year on a green note. Take it easy, team.